Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I would so totally love that. And if you're returning, how you doing? In today's video, I want to talk about bugging in, the pros and cons, bugging out, the pros and cons. While I'm sowing some seeds, I'm going to be planting some chamomile. So first, let me show you. Look how tiny those little itty bitty seeds are. Now first, real quick, chamomile, it takes about 120 days for a full harvest, okay? They get about, say, 2 feet in height. You want to plant them about 1/4 inch down, okay? Now these seeds, obviously, you know, chamomile is good for tea. You can make perfumes out of it. You can make hair conditioner out of it. Okay, it is an annual. You want to do it, sow these in like a really good fine soil. You'll start to see some seedlings in about 14 to 21 days. Okay, but all right, so, and I am in zone 9, and zone 9, you know, is a very large area. So anyway, okay, so bugging in, okay. Now, I myself and my husband, my family, we will be bugging in. Why? Okay, first and foremost, we have pets, okay? We do. We have pets. We have 3 dogs. We have 8 cats. And yes, the reason why we have so many is because we foster, we adopt. We have a lot of our cats, especially, are special needs. Okay, so it would be kind of difficult for us to bug out. Okay, now what are some of the main reasons people bug in? Okay, so some of the pros of bugging in. Okay, familiarity. You know, your area, very familiar. It's very suitable, especially if you're disabled, okay? If you're wheelchair bound, okay, stuff like that. Also, you have total control over your environment. All right, so that is something that you would seriously, you know, it would seriously be a plus. You have total control of your environment. You know all of the strengths and weaknesses of your environment. Now, what are some of the cons of bugging in? Okay, it's not ideal for urban areas, okay? It's really not, like, especially if you live in the city, okay? Hygiene may be an issue, especially when it comes to sanitation and waste disposal. Escape might be difficult. Again, that is for mostly like city living, okay? Like we live in what is considered suburbia, okay? You know, so escape might not be as difficult for us as it is for somebody who lives in like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Boston. Okay, that would be more difficult because we live on the outskirts of Tampa. Okay, now bugging out. Let's talk about bugging out. What are some of the pros of bugging out? Now, in the comments section, I want you to give me your own bugging in cons and pros, and I want you to give me your own bugging out pros and cons, okay? Now, bugging out. What are some of the pros of bugging out? You can find the best survival location. Okay, especially if you live near, like, if you live in a state that has a lot of wooded area, like especially like Tennessee where my son is at. If he were to travel like an hour outside of Knoxville to Gatlinburg, okay, it's a lot of mountainous area. Harder target for looters. That's another pro, okay? You're more unlikely to be trapped by someone who wants to hurt you, okay? Now, what are some of the cons of bugging out? Think about this. requires higher level of survival skills. I will tell you that. You know, if you are not, you know, really good with survival skills, and I mean literally, and I'm not just talking figuratively, I mean, you know, you're going to have to know a hell of a lot more than what you learned in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, okay? Now, what else is something else? There's increased danger, especially if you're bugging out to a location that you know, but you're not 100% knowledgeable of, okay? There's lack of defense structures. If you don't have that fence around you, those walls around you, it's a lack of defense structures. Limited resources. That's another con. You don't have all of the I don't want to say luxuries of home. I don't want to say that. But, you know, limited resources, no running water, you know, food supply, no shelter, okay? These are the things that I'm talking about. So, in the comments section, leave me your list, your pros and your cons of bugging in and bugging out. And let's have this discussion. Okay. That is all for this video. Just a short video. Let's have this discussion. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.